Today we're going to read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Let's start. Some say he died. Cosworth, in my opinion. Don't know if he had enough human left in him to die. Some say he's still out there, being his time, right? But I don't believe it. People who was on his side came back to ours. Some of them come out kind of transies. Don't reckon they could have done if he was coming back. Most of us reckon he's still out there somewhere but lost his power. Too weak to carry on. But something about you didn't finish him, Harry. There was something going on that night he hadn't counted on. I don't know what it was. No one does. But something about you stopped him. All right. Hagrid looked at Harry with warmth and respect, blazing in his eyes. But Harry, instead of feeling pleased and proud, felt quite sure that there had been a horrible mistake. A wizard? Him? How could it possibly be? He spent his life being crowded by Dudley and bullied by Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon. If he was really a wizard, why hadn't they been turned into guarded tools every time they tried to lock him in his cupboard? If he once defeated the greatest sorcerer in the world, how come Dudley had always been able to kick him out like a football? Hagrid, he said quietly, I think you must have made a mistake. I don't think I can be a wizard. To his surprise, Hagrid chuckled. Not a wizard, eh? Never made things happen when you were scared or angry? Harry looked into the fire. Now he came to think of it. Every odd thing that had ever made his aunt and uncle furious with him had happened when Harry, had been upset or angry. Chased by Dudley's gang, he somehow found himself out of their reach. Dreading going to school with that ridiculous haircut, he'd managed to make it grow back, and the very last time Dudley had hit him, hadn't he gotten his revenge without even realizing he was doing it? Hadn't he set a boa constrictor on him? Harry looked back at Hagrid, smiling, and saw that Hagrid was positively beaming at him. See, said Hagrid, Harry Potter, another wizard? You wait. You'll be right famous at Hogwarts. But Uncle Vernon wasn't going to give in without a fight. Haven't I told you he's not going? He hissed. He's going to Stowell High and he'll be grateful for it. I read those letters and he needs all sorts of rubbish. Spell books and wands, and if he wants to go, a grim muggle like you won't stop him. Hagrid, stop really James Potter's son going to Hogwarts? You're mad. His name's been down there ever since he was born. He's up to the finest school of witchcraft and wizardry in the world. 7 years there and he won't know himself. He'll be with youngsters of his own school for a change, and he'll be under the greatest headmaster Hogwarts ever had, Albus Dumbledore. I am not paying for some crippled out fur to teach him magic tricks, yelled Uncle Vernon. But he had finally gone too far. Hagrid seized his umbrella and whirled it over his head. Never! He thundered. Insert Albus Dumbledore in front of me! He brought the umbrella swishing down through the air and pointed at Dudley. There was a flash of violet light, a sound like a firecracker, a sharp squeal, and next second Dudley was dancing on the spot with his hands clasped over his back bottom, howling with pain. When he turned his back on them, Harry saw a curly pig's tail poking through a hole in his trousers. Uncle Vernon roared. Putting Aunt Petunia and Dudley into their room, he cast one last terrified look at Hagrid and slammed the door behind them. Hagrid looked down at his umbrella and stroked his beard. Shouldn't have lost my temper, he said roughly, but it didn't work anyway. meant to turn him into a pig, but I suppose he was so much like a pig anyway, there wasn't much left to do. He cast a sideways look at Harry under his bushy eyebrows. "Be grateful if I didn't mention that to anyone at Hogwarts," he said. "I'm not supposed to do magic, strictly speaking. I was allowed to do a bit to find you and get the letters to you and stuff. One of the reasons I was so keen to take on the job." "Why aren't you supposed to do magic?" asked Harry. "Oh, well, I was at Hogwarts myself, but I got expelled, to tell you the truth. And with her there, they snapped my one in half and everything, but Dumbledore let me stay on as gamekeeper. Great man, Dumbledore." "Why were you expelled?" "It's getting late and we got lots to do tomorrow," said Hagrid loudly. "Gotta get up to town. Gotta get all your books and that." He took off his thick black coat and threw it to Harry. "You can keep under that," he said. "Don't mind if it wriggles a bit. I think I still got a couple of Dolmites in one of the pockets." Okay, so that's the end of today. And next time we're going to read chapter 5 diagonally. Did you enjoy the video? I hope you enjoyed it.